Hello everyone, Darsonovia here. Oh boy, you knew this was coming. Let's review the final installment of Sam Raimi's trilogy. Looking back at these films, it wasn't right for me to judge the other two movies as shit because how much I really loathe Spider-Man 3. This isn't anything new. A majority of even the biggest of Sam Raimi fanboys think Spider-Man 3 is a piece of shit. Because it is. It's a piece of shit. A huge disservice to the character of Spider-Man. The cringe-worthy dialogue, the pacing being so inconsistent, the fucking tone being off at times. This movie was a fucking mess. And you can't blame Sam Raimi for Spider-Man 3, to be honest. I mean, he did a great job with the first two movies. He really did. It actually seemed like there was passion put into the first two. Spider-Man 3 doesn't feel like there was. And you just add characters for no fucking reason. Like, I'm going to call her Betty because she's not fucking Gwen. She's in there for no fucking reason. You have some idiot from Back 70 show, whatever the hell he came from, who can't fucking act, played Eddie Brock. Oh, wait, he's not Eddie Brock. He's Eddie Brock Jr. Then you have, I don't even know who the actor that fucking plays Sandman. He's terrible as an actor. This movie just feels like a jumbled mess. They took a bunch of characters, put it in a blender, and try to make it work, which it doesn't. It fucking fails. Spider-Man 3 Did Sony not learn what happens when you have too many villains in your movie? You get Batman and Robin. But to this movie's credit, it's not as bad as Batman and Robin or Batman Forever. But it doesn't even have anything really of value. It's not even mildly entertaining. There are some scenes that are pretty entertaining. There's some action scenes that are really good, but I got bored watching those scenes. Like, comparing it to like Spider-Man 1 and 2's action scenes, everything just felt underwhelming. Whatever good there is in this movie, there are some good parts in it. You know, there's some good scenes, like the scenes between Peter and Aunt May, and some of the scenes with him and Mary Jane, and Norman, you know Harry Osborn. But it's just so bad. There's so much more bad shit that it buries the fucking good that's in it. Spider-Man 3 is one of the worst comic book movies ever made. I prefer to call it Spider-Turd 3 because that's what it is. What made this movie so bad? Well, other than the poor pacing in the first act, the cringe-worthy second act, and the third act, well, by the time you actually get to that point, you won't care about any of the thing that's going on. The CGI looking pretty hilariously bad these days. I mean, it didn't even look good then, to tell you the truth. It's just, this movie hasn't really, it hasn't held up. It just, the other two films, I feel like the special effects in those movies, I feel like have held up pretty well. Where Spider-Man 3, on the other hand, not so much. I think the special effects have aged terribly. And the plot of this film, if you even call it one, is a jumbled mess. And the movie's, by the time you're done watching it, if you haven't chucked it out the fucking window by the time you watch the film, it's forgettable. Honestly. The villains suck. And Sony wanted to have Venom in the movie. And Sam Raimi didn't. He wanted Vulture, but they didn't want Vulture. So we got we got Venom, who's one of my favorite comic book characters, bastardized. We have fucking, who the fuck cares about Sandman? Seriously, one of the fucking probably one of the worst Spider-Man villains is fucking used when there was far other villains they could have chosen, like Vulture, Hobgoblin, freaking hell, they could have used Green Goblin, but have freaking Harry become Green Goblin. Oh wait, he doesn't. He kind of becomes Green Goblin, but it's called New Goblin, which is Jesus. Another problem with this movie, you had so many storylines going on, and just everything felt flat. You didn't have one cohesive narrative, really. While Spider-Man 2 did have its subplots, they all tied together to the main plot, while Spider-Man 3's doesn't, really. This turd of a movie, I don't even understand how it was allowed to be made in the state it is. And if Sony is completely to blame for this piece of shit. What about the score? The score is forgettable in this movie. Just like the Amazing Spider-Man films. Honestly, the score is forgettable. Honestly, it was nowhere near as good as the first two movies. What really is frustrating about this film, it could have been good. There are some scenes in the movie that give you that, oh wait, this actually may be good. Oh no, God, not this scene, not this scene, not this scene. Even if you did a fan edit of this movie, it would still be a jumbled mess because there's so much crap you'd have to cut that the movie would probably be, it would end pretty fast because you would have to cut out a lot of the stupid shit in this movie. And some of the stupid shit you have to keep in because it ties into the main fucking plot. It's just terrible. Venom had no reason to be in this movie other than to sell tickets. He didn't even look like Venom, by the fucking way. Sandman fucking sucked. And so did New Goblin, he was only a villain for like 5 minutes until they pretty much forgot about him until freaking he regains his memories and starts to do some stupid shit with Peter, and then they have this cringe-worthy fight scene with some stupid dialogue. And here's the kicker. Some of the most cringe-worthy dialogue I've ever heard in a superhero movie. Oh, what's wrong, Goblin Jr.? Gonna cry? No, your father hated and despised you. You were an embarrassment to him. And the way Tobey Maguire delivered those lines, it felt so cartoony. Hell, the characters themselves act cartoony at times. Oh, God, I hate this movie. Fuck this movie. Seriously. Oh. Thank God Spider-Man 4 never got made. You know what? Do I really want to discuss this movie for an hour? Because I think I've pretty much got my point across. The movie sucks. And I don't understand for the life of me how anyone can consider this a good movie in any way. Fuck this film. Spider-Turd 3 doesn't get any stars. It doesn't deserve it. If you see a copy, chuck it out the window. Burn it. Just watch the first two movies and forget this one ever existed. You'll be far better off. It's not worth your time. It isn't a good movie. Trust me. You're not missing anything by skipping out on Spider-Man 3. Just watch the first two if you haven't already. And if you haven't seen this movie yet and you're thinking about seeing Spider-Man 3, don't see it. Avoid it like the fucking plague. Because this movie sucks. This is Star Synovia, over and out. And fuck Spider Turd 3.